Cheating in college, page 28.
1. Cheating in the classroom isn't just about copying someone's paper or writing answers on a crib sheet. With the Internet, cheating has gone high-tech.
2. Hundreds of websites offer term papers, class notes, and exams. Students may pay up to $350 for a research paper bought through the Internet.
3. Plagiarism is the most common form of cheating, and university professors admit that it is hard to catch. It depends on the vigilance of faculty members and a certain degree of luck.
4. More than 75% of 2,000 students from 21 colleges nationwide admitted to cheating last year.
5. Experts say that most students cheat because of grade pressure.
6. Research on college cheating shows that men and women equally admitted to academic dishonesty. Business and engineering majors were most likely to cheat, compared with other majors.
7. Colleges are doing more to prevent cheating, and universities work with international students who come from cultures that allow citing another person's work without quotation marks or footnotes.
8. At some schools, possible punishment for cheating includes expulsion, but most professors simply give the student an F in the course. Don't be fooled. Page 30.
1. Mary Jones was born on December 27th, yet her birthday is always in the summer. How can this be?
2. Frank was walking down Main Street when it started to rain. He did not have an umbrella, and he wasn't wearing a hat. His clothes were soaked, yet not a hair on his head got wet. How could this happen?
3. There is an ancient invention still used in parts of the world today that allows people to see through walls. What is it?
4. A taxi driver took a group of passengers to the train station. The station is normally an hour away, but with terrible traffic, it took a full hour and a half. On the return trip, the traffic was still as heavy, and yet it took only 90 minutes. Why?
5. Do they have a 4th of July in England?
6. Some months have 30 days, others have 31 days. How many have 28 days?
7. What 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it?
8. A farmer had 15 horses. All but 9 died. How many did he have left?
9. A woman from New York married 10 different men from that city, yet she didn't break any laws. None of the men died, and she never divorced. How was this possible?
10. Which one of the following words does not belong with the others, and why? Father, aunt, sister, cousin, mother, uncle.
What used to be, page 31. Part A.
1. Before electricity, people used to...
2. The country that is now called Thailand.
3. Before word processors, people used to...
4. Millions of years ago...
5. Before doctors became licensed, barbers used to...
6. In many ancient and not-so-ancient cultures...
7. Before the car was invented, people used to...
8. The country that used to be called Ceylon.
9. People used to think that potatoes...
10. Before television, people used to...
Part B.
Before electricity, people used to read by candlelight.
The country that is now called Thailand used to be called Siam.
Before word processors, people used to use typewriters.
Millions of years ago, dinosaurs used to roam the earth.
Before doctors became licensed, barbers used to perform some operations.
In many ancient and not-so-ancient cultures, people used to have slaves.
Before the car was invented, people used to travel by horse.
The country that used to be called Ceylon is now called Sri Lanka.
People used to think that potatoes were poisonous.
Before television, people used to read more.
Facts about drinking, page 33.
1. Some people can drink a lot without ever getting drunk.
2. Approximately 40% of fatal highway accidents are alcohol-related.
3. Switching drinks will make you drunker than staying with one kind of alcohol.
4. You can coat the stomach with milk or food to slow down the rate of intoxication.
5. The best way to sober up is to drink coffee and take a cold shower.
6. Safety experts say that 1 out of every 2 Americans will be victimized by a drunk driver.
7. A person can overdose on alcohol.
8. It is easy to spot an alcoholic.
9. Drinking during pregnancy can affect the unborn child.
10. Most alcoholics are middle-aged or older.
11. Children of alcoholics are more likely to develop alcoholism.
12. Binge drinking is defined as 5 drinks within an hour for men and 4 drinks within an hour for women.
13. A heavy drinker is someone who drinks 4 to 5 drinks every night.
14. All drinkers are drug users.
15. Underage drinkers account for 25% of the alcohol consumed in the United States.
Nutrition Quiz, page 35.
1. Low-fat milk has more calcium than whole milk.
2. Multivitamin pills can give you extra energy.
3. It's better to eat a larger lunch and a smaller dinner.
4. People who do not eat meat, chicken, or fish are not as healthy as those who do.
5. Fresh vegetables are always more nutritious than frozen.
6. If you want to make one change in your diet, it is better to eat 3 balanced meals a day, cutting down on snacking.
7. A glass or two of wine or beer will help you sleep well.
8. Laughter helps keep you in good condition.
9. When you're on a diet, it's better to drink white wine than red.
10. You've been asked to serve the steak. A good serving size would be the same size as a deck of playing cards.
11. Butter contains more fat than margarine.
12. Women who eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables daily reduce their risk of diabetes by 40%. How is your mental health? Page 36.
The Surgeon General of the United States recently reported that 1 in 5 Americans suffers from a mental illness. Although some may feel this is overstated, imagine that 1 in 5 women will experience clinical depression in their lives, as will 1 in 7 men. 8 to 12% of the population experiences a significant anxiety disturbance. 1 in 20 children has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. 1% of the population has manic depression or bipolar illness. 1% of the population has schizophrenia. Through education and information, it is important to be able to look at depression, anxiety, ADHD, and sleep disorders not as weaknesses, but rather as real and medically based illnesses. Considering mental health problems to be non-medically based means that far too many will go unrecognized and untreated. The most common mental illness is depression. Different forms of depression range from short-term, low mood after a stressful life experience to an ongoing form of depression linked to decreased energy, interest, and concentration, along with changes in appetite and sleep, called major depression. Depression may also take place in women following childbirth, as well as in people during certain seasons of the year. Being unable to perform at work, having little wish to socialize, and becoming distanced from family members may all take place during depression. Depression very much needs to be viewed as a medical illness and not as a weakness. Recognizing and treating depression not only enhances life, but also saves lives.
Alternative Medicine, page 39.
Not long ago, the idea of treating pain with acupuncture or hypnosis would have raised many an eyebrow within the medical mainstream. But now a growing number of hospitals are offering patients alternative or complementary therapies combined with traditional medicine. A big reason for the trend is consumer demand. A Harvard study reported that Americans made 629 million visits to alternative practitioners compared with 386 million visits to primary care doctors, spending $27 billion, a good part of it out of pocket, on alternative treatments. Proponents say complementary techniques, particularly mind-body therapies, offer many benefits. They are non-invasive and have no side effects. And they tap into the healing power of the mind. Chinese New Year, page 40.
In feudal times, the Chinese believed that the eve of the new year marked the kitchen god's departure to heaven in order to report on the household. To welcome the kitchen god back to the home in the new year, each family feasted and performed a spring cleaning. The spring festival symbolized a fresh start and the earth's seasonal return to life. We serve special dishes that are auspicious for the new year, Danny Wu, the manager at the Jumbo Seafood Restaurant in Chinatown, says. He is planning an 8-course special dinner because 8 in Chinese is a lucky number, since it sounds like the word prosper. Chicken and fish are cooked only in their whole form to represent a year that starts without missing pieces. One traditional Chinese recipe for the new year is clams in black bean sauce, because their shells resemble Chinese coins, which symbolize prosperity. Another traditional recipe is good luck dumplings.
Independence Day, page 42. Partial dictation 1.
1. France. A. July 4, 1776. 2. United States of America. B. September 7, 1822. 3. Brazil. C. July 1, 1867. 4. Australia. D. July 14, 1789. 5. Canada. E. January 26, 1901.
Partial dictation 2.
In this dictation, you will hear about some of the ways the U.S. celebrates its birthday. July 4th, the anniversary of the day the Declaration of Independence was signed, is a day in the United States that everyone looks forward to. About a week before the celebration, you will see small and large flags flying, and stores beginning to display red, white, and blue decorations. In almost every little town across the country, there is a parade. People line the route, cheering and waving little flags. The parade often begins with a line of antique cars dating from the 1920s and 30s, followed by old soldiers marching and playing patriotic songs like Yankee Doodle Dandy. Even in the age of dazzling technology, Americans like to maintain the tradition of an old-fashioned parade. In the afternoon, friends and family will gather for a picnic or barbecue. At one time, fresh salmon and fresh peas were part of a traditional menu. But the barbecue lends itself to chicken, steaks, and hot dogs, all-time American favorites. Everyone waits for dark, when the fireworks begin. Most large cities have extravagant concerts and firework displays. In Boston, on the Esplanade by the Charles River, 350,000 plus people will gather to watch and hear the Boston Pops. Some of the crowd will have gotten up at 6 a.m. to get good seats for this great show. The crowd will sing along to the well-known songs, and a popular star will read the Declaration of Independence while the orchestra plays in the background. The last piece, Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture, will include real cannons firing. This is the traditional ending, and the crowd cheers as the orchestra plays its last notes. Finally, the moment arrives, and you can hear the crowd's oohs and ahs as the sensational half-hour of fireworks begins to light up the sky with red, white, and blue shells that burst and then float gently down to earth.
Natural Disasters, page 44.
An epidemic in Nigeria in 1991 killed 10,391 people. What is the continent?
A volcano in Colombia, South America, in 1985 killed 21,800 people.
In 2005, in the United States, Hurricane Katrina killed 1,836 people. Name the continent.
A tsunami in Indonesia in 2004 killed 110,229 people. Name the continent.
In China, a flood killed 3,700,000 people in 1931. Name the continent.
In India, in 1967, a drought killed 500,000 people.
143,000 people died in an earthquake in Japan in 1923. Name the continent.
In 1991, Bangladesh was hit by a tropical cyclone, one of the deadliest in history. 139,000 people died. Name the continent. Scary Movies, page 45.
Why would anyone voluntarily sit and watch a 2-hour movie filled with fear, disgust, and terror? Why would anyone pay to do this? How could it be enjoyable? Theories about human behavior tell us that humans try to pursue pleasure and avoid pain. However, psychologists give 2 reasons for why we enjoy watching scary movies. The first is that the person is not actually afraid of the movie, but excited by it. The second is that viewers are willing to endure the terror in order to enjoy the very happy sense of relief at the end. Some of the scariest movies in English of all time are Psycho, 1960, The Shining, 1980, The Silence of the Lambs, 1991, as well as series like Halloween and Halloween 2.
Family Reunion, page 47.
The Clarks were looking forward to June 20th when their 6 sons and their sons' wives and children were coming to their Utah home for a family reunion. Everyone was due to arrive by June 19th. Each couple had 1, 2, or 3 children. From the following clues, can you match the sons with their wives? Determine how many children each couple had. Deduce their time of arrival. And figure out where each family lived.
1. One couple crossed no state or national borders in getting to the homecoming.
2. The couples arrived June 19th at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m.
3. The couples from Germany and Japan have the same number of children.
4. George has only 1 child, a boy. Eileen has only 2 girls, and Carol has only 1 girl.
5. The son from Texas arrived at 10 a.m.
6. Pat, who hails from Wyoming, has 3 children and did not arrive either first or last.
7. Frank flew in from Germany and arrived after noon, 2 hours after his brother from Japan.
8. Bert and Bob don't have the same number of children. The son from Texas has 1 less child than the son from Wyoming. The son from Arizona has 1 more child than Frank.
9. Wendy arrived after Jill, who arrived after Linda. But Linda arrived before Eileen, who arrived before noon.
10. Keith drove all night and arrived before 10 a.m. with his 3 hungry children.
11. Bert packed his wife and 2 children into the car that morning and arrived 3 hours after Frank.